This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, July 27th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. First things first, Maryland Route 214 Central Avenue will remain closed at Riva Road through this evening. The State Highway Administration hopes to have it open to traffic a little bit later on tonight. They did find a failed pipe under the roadway. They started to repair it on Wednesday. Yesterday, they got the new pipe under the roadway, and today they are going to work on restoring the roadway and also inspecting it to make sure it is okay. The sinkhole that it caused was 2 feet wide and 5 to 6 feet deep, enough to throw your tires out of whack for sure. Hey, some pretty cool music news. Woodstock 50 may, and I say may, have found its venue at Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia. Bloomberg News first reported that the festival is coming back August 16th to 18th, but the lineup has yet to be finalized. None of the artists that were originally scheduled to perform, Santana, Jay-Z, Miley Cyrus, Chance the Rapper, Dead & Company, have been confirmed to be coming to Merriweather. However, if anybody can pull that off, that would be Seth Hurwitz, who is the chairman of IMP, which owns the 930 Club and the Anthem and is the operator of Merriweather. And in a statement sent to me, he said, quote, Woodstock 50 approached Merriweather about hosting their event here in Columbia, Maryland. The Woodstock folks are working on securing the artists now. If the bands come, we'll produce the show. We're looking forward to getting an update as soon as Woodstock 50 has one. Not written in stone, but boy, would that be kind of cool to have Woodstock 50 right here in our own backyard. Speaking of our backyards, ArtFarm, which is a great little business over there off of Chinkapin Round Road. They relocated from West Street, but they are in the running. They are one of the 5 finalists with the Howard Bank Keep It Local contest, where they can win $10,000, which is a huge amount that can do tons of good for ArtFarm. What you need to do is you need to go to howardbank.com/keepitlocal. Click on ArtFarm, find out what they're going to do with the 10 grand, and vote for them. All you need to do is put an email address in and click vote. Voting ends today. They will announce a winner on August 5th. So please vote for Allison and Darren, and make sure you tell all your friends that. Very early yesterday morning, at about 2:45 a.m. yesterday morning, a lone gunman walked into the Eastport Royal Farms store on 6th Street, held out a gun, and stole merchandise. The suspect did flee the store, and police investigated but were unable to locate a suspect. If anybody has any information, they're supposed to call the Annapolis City Police Department. Some good news for the Bay. The Chesapeake Bay Trust presented a check for $1,117,528 for 6 projects throughout the county for water restoration. Now, the purpose of the program is to reduce pollutants through the implementation of watershed restoration practices. The announcement was made at Harrington Harbor North, which is actually one of the sites of one of the projects, and they are going to be stabilizing shore boundaries with enhanced wetlands and also implementing a living shoreline in order to restore a rapidly eroding channel in the area of the county that really has seen very little restoration work. That grant was worth $192,000. Other projects include the Gravely Community Association and the Kings Branch Restoration for $378,000. The Cape St. Clair Living Shoreline and Marsh Project for $298,000. The Circle Drive Outfall Restoration in Winchester on the Severn for $161,000. The Beechnut Kennels Bioretention Project at $47,000, and the Annapolis Roads Property Owners Association and the Mayapple Watershed Remediation Project at $38,000. County Executive Stuart Pittman was on hand, and he said that the Chesapeake Bay is our region's most treasured natural resource. Protecting the bay and its watershed from pollution is among our county's top priorities, and the many innovative projects funded through this grant program allow us to continue that essential work. Dr. Janet Davis, who's the executive director of the Chesapeake Bay Trust, said, "Our successful partnership with Anne Arundel County makes it possible to extend support organizations who see the economic value being good watershed stewards and collaborate with the environmental experts to ensure success." And finally, some bad news out of Glen Burnie. NovaSom, which is a sleep testing technology firm, plans to shut down their headquarters, affecting 169 employees on September 1st. The 27-year-old company develops home tests for obstructive sleep apnea, which is a condition that causes pausing in breathing during sleep. Okay, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Give a click on that first link in the show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. If you are someplace where you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. And of course, give us a recommendation to your friends and family. It is Friday. We have our list of suggested things that you may want to look at this weekend. And of course, as we do every day, we have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up right after this message about kegs and corks, August 17th.
Hey, it's Gina Crash. Join me Saturday, August 17th for the Kegs and Corks Festival at the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds. Tickets benefit the Special Olympics of Maryland and include a souvenir glass, unlimited wine and beer samples, plus live music by Amish Outlaws, J. Coursey Willis and the Stone Authors, and XPD Band. Enjoy over 80 Maryland wines, 40 craft beers, incredible food, unique arts and crafts, and more. Go now to kegsandcorksfest.com for tickets.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, July 26th. Today should be a bit warmer across the Annapolis region, with highs possibly getting to the 90-degree mark again after what has been a fairly nice week on the whole so far. Then comes the weekend, and it'll be more sunshine and upper 80s to mid-90s for much of the Mid-Atlantic region. So get out and enjoy all you can before we transition into August next Thursday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great weekend out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
You might think a community is defined as people with common interests living in a particular place. Like most of us in Annapolis, we like being near the water and the history of our town. To us at Bay Village Assisted Living and Memory Care, it's more. It's a neighborhood with spacious private residences, fresh dining options, an art studio, theater, and more. All overlooking 3 acres of expansive outdoor spaces right here in Annapolis. And 24-hour care, safe and secure for the ones we love. Our new $30 million community is also environmentally responsible with LEED Gold certification and a focus on forest conservation. We invite you to visit our sales center on Bay Village Drive across from Giant at our open house Thursday, July 24th and Friday, July 25th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Bay Village Assisted Living and Memory Care, a community designed with Annapolis in mind. Learn more at bayvillageassistedliving.com.
There is a diamond of diamonds. It's from De Beers. Only 14 diamond tears in the world can touch them. Its name, Forevermark. And Zachary's is the only jeweler in the Annapolis area that has it. Not only is it beautiful and rare, it has a story, supporting women in diamond-producing areas around the world. So when you give a Forevermark diamond, you don't just give, you give back. Zachary's and Forevermark, a jeweler and a jewel. Online at zacharysjewelers.com.
Every weekend, there's something exciting going on in the Annapolis area. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for a newsletter highlighting all the weekend events. Here are our top picks for this weekend.
Thank God it's...
Oh boy, this list is a little bit longer than usual, but it's a good one, that's for sure. Hey, if you've been collecting those KB Kash dollars as you shop at K&B True Value, they're having their cash out weekend this weekend. It goes through the 28th. Bring them on in and you can exchange them dollar for dollar for up to 50% off of anything in the store. I think there might be a few exceptions, but always a good value when they give you cash back at any store. But this one's K&B True Value right here in Annapolis. Tonight, SOFO, which is the South of Forest Drive corridor, presents Outdoor Movie Night, and tonight's feature is going to be Captain Ron. It gets underway at 6:30 p.m., and this is right near the Bay Ridge Shopping Center, sort of between the shopping center and the library. It's outdoor. They're going to have popcorn provided by K&B, and you're also going to be able to bring your blanket, your chair, and everything else, and there's a series of films that go on throughout the year. Next one will be August 23rd, then September 27th, and there's one more in the end of October. Always fun to catch some movies out under the stars, and it looks like the weather's going to cooperate tonight. Maybe movies aren't your thing and you want to see some music. How about combining funk, hip-hop, and blues with the Kelly Bell Band? Yes, Kelly Bell is going to be playing at the Annapolis Town Center in their Friday concert series. That gets underway at about 7 p.m. Always a lot of fun. Again, bring your chair or blanket, sit out there in the middle of the boulevard, listen to some great music, eat some great food, and have a good time at the new reinvented Annapolis Town Center. Looking into Saturday, if you are an early riser, you can head on down to City Dock and register for the second annual Sailors Triathlon. This does get underway at 6 a.m. You can register right there. It is a half-mile swim in the Annapolis Harbor. It is a 5K run and a 13-mile bike, which will take you from City Dock out across the Naval Academy Bridge into Greenberry Point and back to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. This is sponsored by the city, and the news of this came out a little bit late. So if you want to go jump in the harbor and then bike 13 miles and run for 3 miles, that's the place to be tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. And you can also run that as a relay. You don't have to do all 3 of them. If you were a strong swimmer and you just want to do the swimming thing, you can do that as well. If you're more into spectating, tomorrow night it is the Major League Lacrosse All-Star Game. It is only the second time it's been held here, and I say here meaning Maryland. It was back here in 2002, and it's being held at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. You can watch the 2019 Major League Lacrosse All-Stars take the field in a great showdown. You can still get tickets at thebayhawks.com/tickets, or they will be available at the box office at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. And you want to check out the Maryland Crabs podcast. We did a podcast with Major League Lacrosse Commissioner all about the game and the experience. That game gets underway at 7 p.m. If you are a foodie, get out of town. I got the event for you to go to. It is the Trifecta Food, Truck, and Music Festival. This is tomorrow. It goes from noon till 11 p.m., so there's plenty of time to eat and drink. Tickets are only $20, and this is being held up at the Timonium Fairgrounds up in Lutherville, Maryland. If you can get a hold of the light rail, that goes right to it. You can find out more information at trifectafestival.com, but here's the Cliff Notes version. 41 food trucks representing any kind of possible food you could even think about. 7 bands, 50 artisan vendors. It is kids friendly and 12 and under are free. Tomorrow night at Quiet Waters Park, a free concert. Gets underway at 6 o'clock, goes till 8 o'clock. Always a lot of fun to spread out your blanket on the hill looking down into the amphitheater. And up this week, it is the Folk and Funk, Folk, Bluegrass, and Blues Band. This is a weekly concert series happening on Saturdays. Just looking forward, you've got Fracticat next week, Assisted Living the following week, Zake on the 17th of August. The Kelly Bell Band comes back in on August 24th and September 1st. This is the fun one. It's the Annapolis Symphony Orchestra Pops in the Park. That gets underway at 5:30, that one only. I told you this was long. On Sunday, also up at the fairgrounds, you've got the Outlaw Jam, and that's going to feature Toby Keith as well as George Thorogood as well as Little Stevens. There are still tickets available. Gates open at 11 a.m. It does go to 11 p.m., and you can get information at outlawjam.com. If you're not into outlawing or jamming, you can head down to City Dock on Sunday because it is, again, time for City Dock Salsa. It gets underway at 6:30 p.m. You can learn how to salsa. Very similar to the tango, this is just a different kind of a dance. Happens at Susan Campbell Park. It's sponsored by the Art and Public Places Commission, and always a lot of fun. So no matter what you choose, if you decide to do some, none, or all of it, please do it safely. We want to see you here on Monday, and aside from that, have a great weekend.
Looking for a place where you can dine, catch a live music performance, shop, and enjoy weekly entertainment all in one place this summer? Head over to the Annapolis Town Center, where food, fun, and events are happening all summer long. Enjoy happy hour at a restaurant, jam out to a live local performance, watch a movie under the stars, and shop tons of stores. It's all happening at the Town Center. For more details, check out the Town Center's website at visitatc.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.